Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Nancy Joseph, aka The Dynamic Doc. Welcome back to my channel. So in the last video, I alluded to a fortunate opportunity that presented itself during the time that I was studying for my MCAT. So after going, after graduating from college, so studying for my MCAT, after graduating college, there was a very fortunate opportunity that presented itself. So, I talked about some things with studying for the MCAT in the last video, and I'll link it down below so you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't had a chance to do so. So, while this was happening, trying to focus on my studies, I also made it a point to connect with one of my friends from the summer medical dental education program, which I talked about in a previous video, and I'll link that down below as well so you can check that out. So he happened to be the president of a science organization, and so he put me on the mailing list, or the email list, for if any opportunities were to come, because being in that network, he would be privy to that information, and would be kind of a great connection, knowing what if anything comes about. So throughout that time, he made me aware of a summer program called Summer Scholars. Now, briefly, Summer Scholars is a summer program that's about 6 weeks, and with that particular program, it was a Summer Scholars program in Ohio, at Ohio University. And with that particular program, it came with 6 weeks of intense coursework that were pre-medical coursework with faculty that teach the medical school classes. So you'd be, taking the classes as if, taught by the faculty as if you were in med school. And it comes with a stipend, and most importantly, that summer program comes with an automatic interview for that medical school. So at the end of the day, getting into that program automatically means you get to sit down with, the people making the decisions, have an interview, and it puts you in a great position to possibly get into that med school. And at the end of that program, after your automatic interview, you could actually be accepted to start med school as early as that academic year. So the program was June to July, and med school would be starting in like August. So you could possibly be admitted, if they had room in that upcoming med school class, to start that same August. So you'd have to just pack up your stuff within a month and move. So that was an opportunity there. Or you can just get accepted to the next year's class, or you can get put in, or a post-bac program, or recommended to do a post-baccalaureate program, which they also had. So I learned about this program, thought it was going to be it was a great opportunity, and so I applied for this program. Now, part of the requirements for application for this program are MCAT scores, and so I applied for the now during this time I didn't have my I believe I applied for the program while studying for the MCAT. I can't remember if it was while I was studying for this particular MCAT or shortly thereafter, but so I am applying for it, putting in everything I needed. It was at an osteopathic medical school it was affiliated with, so I went through the process of not only doing the application for the summer program, but you also had to basically apply to that medical school as well. So for those of you who don't know, at least when I applied to medical school, there were fee waiver programs that you can apply for that allowed a certain number of DO schools and MD schools that you can apply for free. And so I luckily was able to get approved for that program. So I was able to apply for a set number of MD schools and a set number of DO schools for free, and with no fee via that program. So definitely look into that if you're in that category financially. So that's that. So we applied to the program. I had to use my old MCAT scores because, again, I didn't have the new one. And so here we are in kind of limbo, like, okay, I hope this works because it seems like a great program. At the time, I wasn't working because I was just studying for the MCAT. I was in, essentially that was my like full-time job, so to speak. And so I didn't have any income, so having a stipend would really be helpful, and also helping me get into med school, so it really would just cover all the bases. So I applied for that program, and now we're dealing with this current MCAT. And so I take the MCAT, I feel good about it, and I get my results back, and they are better. And when it comes to MCAT points, it's significantly better, but it still was below the score that I wanted. So though I was thankful that it was better, I was still bummed that it was lower than the score I wanted. But I was like, okay, maybe we can work with this. But at the same time, I was waiting on the decision for the summer program. So not too long after the decision for the summer program came, and unfortunately I wasn't accepted that program. I was waitlisted. And so now I'm in a position where, I just took the MCAT, got my score back. As I mentioned, I don't have any income, and now I didn't get into the summer program. And so now I have to figure out what to do financially. And so I went ahead and started job searching, and I put in an application at a temp agency because I figured it was easier to start a position with them. And so at that time, that's kind of where I was. And I believe I had found a position for the temp agency, but I think they wanted me to start at a time that was going to be close to, my brother was getting married around that time, and it was, a wedding overseas. And so the wedding was taking place in Haiti. And so I had to be gone for a period of time. So I was working that out with the temp agency. And so that's where I was. I was kind of, bummed that I didn't get accepted to that program because I thought it would be a really great game changer and an amazing opportunity for my career. So this is kind of where I was, kind of like late spring, early summer, after graduating college. The same year graduating college. So, or the next year, that would be, I graduated college 2008. And so that is the summer of 2009 that we're talking about. So, but then a fortunate twist of events that I could have never predicted happened that really told me, or to me was God's confirmation of you're where you need to be. So stay tuned for the next video where I talk about that fortunate twist of events, what happened, and how it literally changed my career, or my academic career for the better. So stay tuned for the next video of more of my journey, Dynamic Doc Adventures. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Be blessed.